let's rip the dress apart. Things went a little awry and I didn't want to look at it. Hello and welcome to Couture Chronicles. If you're new here, my name is Daisy and I'm attempting to make from scratch the most magical, sparkly fantasy dresses like these ones so that I can live out my skirt swishing dreams. Last episode was complete pandemonium as I was desperately trying to get the final dress ready to wear to the greatest night of the jazz age. And despite an extraordinary amount of stressing, I still managed to look this spectacular. If you want to watch all the chaos for yourself, you can check that out right here. And if you're enjoying the series, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the action. In today's episode, we are deep diving into everything that went wrong and pulling the dress to pieces. So, without further ado, let's crack on with episode number 10. Hello. Last episode, I was madly scrambling and even sewing in the car to get the dress ready to wear to the greatest night of the jazz age. Even though it's only been a week for you guys, it has been 4 months and a couple of days. We're now in December. I've got my Christmas decks up. I've got my cozy jumpers on because it's freezing here. And today we're gonna take a look at the dress which I have shoved in this bag since the greatest night of the jazz age because things went a little awry and I didn't want to look at it. And it's probably even in an even worse state now. So today we're gonna look at it and pull it apart and try and figure out what to do next with it and make it better. So let's have a look. Oh, bless it. Definitely don't recommend shoving it in a bag. Okay, well the first thing I can show you is the back is completely open. So open in the fact that I had to wear Alex's suit jacket over the top of my dress by the end of the evening because everything came undone. But it does make it easy to get on the mannequin. Just going to pin it onto the mannequin because there's no fastenings left to keep it in place. Okay, so here is the back. So for this dress, I got really solid fastenings. So the fastenings haven't broke, but the silk is so delicate that it's recommended that you use cotton thread with the to sew it with, so that the thread snaps instead of the delicate material, which I did. But what that meant is that the thread snapped that held the fastenings together. So every single fastening on the thread snapped. Luckily only 2 snapped during the event, so I was still covered during the event, but on the tube back to the car, the other 2 went, and I was sitting in that lovely ball gown in Five Guys, having a burger because we didn't eat at the event, and I had to sit in Alex's suit jacket because I was completely exposed, because not only did the fastening snap, but because I seriously ran out of time, I only slip stitched the seam together, and I was slip stitching it in the car. So the entirety of the slip stitch on this side came out, which connects this side to the end of the train. One of the first things to split on this dress was the top of the cape right here, and the reason that it did that is because I had it all ruched together and you know, lovely placed right here. However, how I fitted the dress, I didn't make the seam go far enough down. So when I tried to get my bum in the dress, the cotton thread snapped as it's supposed to. So I need to make sure that when I redo this, that the split comes far enough down to accommodate the widest width of my hips / bum. And that will involve some poppers, I think. But that should be an easy fix. But it wasn't helpful on the day, for sure. I also did not get time to hem anything, just like the other dress. So there's a lot of fray on here, but luckily there's enough salvage to still be able to hem it okay without losing too much fabric. So I'm just going to roll hem all of that eventually. Now, the dress did get a bit mucky, especially on the ends there. So I am going to have to give this a wash, which will be interesting, but we will give it a go. I am going to make an internal corset. So originally I just got those strips of, what are they called? Oh, ribbon. I've got those strips of ribbon, and then I added it in the organza panels to make a semi-internal structure, but it's not holding it together. So I'm going to create an internal corset which will take all of the pressure of the corset of the dress on that, and then this can just have like a loose fitting, so there's no tension on the back fastening there, if that makes sense. I think that's it for the back of the dress, so let's spin her around and take a look at the front. So if we looking at the front now, the top section, that's pretty much all okay. The big problem is this bead panel, because it is so heavy in comparison to the rest of the dress, and so it's pulling it in all sorts of weird ways. It's bulging there at the top, and sewing this on was a bit of a pickle. I ended up, so many times it went lopsided, and I just had to kind of bodge it in time for the event. And also I didn't get time to finish all of the beading. I only managed to get this amount done, because bloody hell does beading take forever. I just spend a whole day doing like just a section like this. It's wild. Never underestimate beading again, people. And I had to really rush some bits at the end there, so there's some really loose stuff here. I also wouldn't use silk organza again for beading, because what I didn't realise is it frays. So next time I'm going to use tulle, because then at least it's not going to fray on me, which is important because I had to do this sort of substitute design, and it's very delicate and potentially going to fall to pieces at any second. And if that was tulle, it would be a little bit more safer than it is. I honestly don't know what was going on, and so there's some interesting bulges there to try and get that kind of settled. So I will redo the bottom of this and try and stitch it all back together. Some of the beadwork at the end is really dubious as well, so I'll be redoing that. I had to make a bodge on the day with the front, because I did have a geometric panel cut out of the silk. However, I lost it. I had zero idea where it was, and I had 30 minutes to get out of the house to drive to London to go to the event, and I completely just stressfully broke down. I did not have time to find it. I did find it afterwards, sod's law, but the bodge that I did to make this wearable, again, I just slip stitched the front two panels together, and really loosely and quickly as well. So as I moved, there were like gaping holes in the front of my dress, which I don't think anyone noticed because it was really dark in there. But I definitely felt delicate, shall we put it, like something was going to give at any moment, which, you know, it did. There we are. As we're going to take this apart and try and fix it up again, I am going to take the two side panels off and see what I can do. As I'm going to be making an internal corset structure, and I think this will really help. It'll give me something to sew some of the pleats onto and hopefully give me a bit more structure. But as you can see, you know, they're very lopsided again, and I really don't know what's going on here, but it's annoying the living daylights out of me. Yeah, but there we are. That is all of the bits and pieces that I think went wrong. If you noticed anything, feel free to pop a comment below, or if you've got any suggestions on how I could improve it, let me know. So, going to unpick the dress, create an internal corset, finish off the beading, try and redo the side panels, and basically hem and stitch all the side pieces back together again. No biggie. Then I just need to find somewhere else to wear it. So if anyone has any ideas of cool events where I could wear this dress again, let me know. Let's see if we can find somewhere fun to go to. Right, time to take it all apart. There we are. Well, I am really happy that I did manage to wear it out in the end, but I'm also pretty excited to take it all apart and make it even better. So, join me next time where I will be making my first ever corset to go underneath the dress. And in the meantime, keep being fabulous, and I will catch you all next week. Bye! Next time where I will be waking